All right, all right. So, looks like we are starting. Lots of luck being thrown around. You know what? I don't wish luck upon either runner. I hope that this is just a 100% skill-based race that we have here. Just all skill, no luck involved. I don't like to, you know, what's the word? I don't like to undermine the skill of players by just throwing luck at them and telling them that I hope the game just gives it to them. Oh right, but this is mortal difficulty where it's all luck based anyway. All right, so we get to the first actual checkpoint of the game. This is where the normal stuff happens. This is where the game starts. Except this is one of those games though, where if you ask anybody, they might have a different opinion of where the real game starts. Which always makes me think of Demon's Souls. I loved the fact that was a property of Demon's Souls, and the developers had the foresight to include a pre-baked message in the game that you could write on the floor that said, "The real Demon's Souls starts here." So as you were playing the game, you would always see the messages of the different players and where the different players thought that the real game started. Because, you know, you could say the floating keep is just a tutorial. These portals here, they're just a tutorial. But of course, you know, also a blind playthrough is different than a speed playthrough. We'll see what happens. They get the flutter. The real Wings of V starts here because they just got the flutter. All right. In this old room, the real Wings of V starts here, where they teach you that fluttering can happen before jumping. That's very important. Let's see how... Wow! Okay, so they both... That fire guy there, everybody handles him a little bit differently, and that was really cool, that they both just kind of did the lust moves. I don't know, maybe that's how everybody handles it. Right there, Cake didn't get grabbed by any grabby hands until the end and was able to tank the last two hands. Ziggy got hit a little bit earlier, maybe intentionally. I think Ziggy intentionally tanks the grabby hand before that, and then times the last one. All right, so let's see how their fire guy spawns are. So far, so good for both. Ooh, Cake got a nasty one, but he handled it. And then he got two really good ones. Okay. All right, so neither of them got trolled too badly. I said really bad. That was only a kind of bad fire guy for Cake there. All right, and we are on to Myogi. Get a load of this. I don't know what it is. I think that's like the funniest thing that a boss has ever said in a video game while doing an attack. Get a load of this. Oh my gosh, Cake just mishit. Cake just misfired. What did he do? Did he do 1 damage or did he actually do 0 damage there? He has to do an extra cycle now. Luckily, it wasn't its feeding time. So Cake is now 1 Myogi cycle behind. I think he hit his sloth too early, but for some reason it didn't even do damage to Myogi, but it still took away her vulnerability point and had her go through another attack. But as I was saying, get a load of this. I don't know why. I think that's just hilarious. All right. The real Wings of V starts here in the floating keep 2. This is where a lot of runs go to reset. Oh! Cake did the setup for the jump over the turrets, the demon turrets there, and he still did not quite get the jump. So we see Ziggy in a slight lead here, but really slight. I mean, they're basically tied, as I always say, but you know, it shall not go without saying that Ziggy has the advantage. Ooh, yeah, the advantage. I really like this this checkpoint. All right, so we're coming up on Pergora here. Now, Pergora, it really doesn't. The amount that these players are apart right now could so easily just go either direction because of the RNG that they get. As we just saw, Ziggy is getting terrible RNG with high swoops, or with high swoop and then low swoops. Cake is getting much more favorable RNG with wind attack here. He's going to be able to finish off Pergora right here. Wow, Ziggy got him right away too, though. Wait a second, what was Ziggy doing during those swoops there? That just, you know, I'm sorry, I just read chat. Ilias, I'm not gonna lie, I would never lie to you. I was thinking about Mario Tennis when I was talking about advantage. Wow, look at this now. Cake got Ruby backpack skip, and Ziggy did not. So they both got a synchronized Pergora kill, which was very, very cool. And then now Cake got the better Myogi falling skip here, so that's going to give him a few seconds of lead. It's going to be interesting to see how differently they handle it, though. So Cake is going to take that checkpoint up there, and then Death Warp back to it after grabbing the Flutter. That's going to get him... there we go. So that's going to teleport CakeSauc up to here, and he's going to get right to the lightning. However, Ziggy just Death Warped back to that yellow checkpoint, and then he is not going to take this checkpoint here, because, you know, when V gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and you don't take that particular checkpoint, so that the Death Warp after Electram is slightly more favorable for you. Cake doing the super swag, also time-saving damage boost there. Ziggy is going to go a little bit safer and dodge all of these orbs here. So now Cake is finding himself with the slight advantage here. Just so long as he's able to beat Pergora or Electram. I'm getting a lot of names. I'm getting a lot of names mixed up here. Cake is only at 5 HP, so Cake has to really perform at the end of this fight in order to not take any damage. This could very easily swing back into Ziggy's favor if Cake doesn't make it through here. So Cake went in with 35 less HP, which, as we see now, is basically 20 less HP, because right now if he had 5 or 20 HP, it doesn't matter. That 15 just isn't a factor, really. But anyway, so Cake is at 5 HP. Oh, and he toughs it out. Nice. That was very, very excellent. Cake just performed under pressure, finished off Electram with very, very little HP. Didn't end up losing any time there. So he's going to remain with the advantage here. Ziggy gets a slightly, as I was talking about, a slightly more favorable Death Warp here because he took that checkpoint down there. Of course, again, at the cost, though, of having a slower go through the Veil 1. But now we're on Veil 2. And Veil 2 is nuts. Alright, so Cake got the little jet skip there. Ooh, kind of missed that little platforming spot. That almost puts him synced. Look at that. Cake had a couple weird platforming deaths on that section right there. And Ziggy just caught right up to him. They're almost synced again. However, let's see how they both handle the damage boost, because I know that Cake is, oh man, he is very, very good at this, at doing this damage boost with the optimal cycles and all that. He's gonna skip this checkpoint here, get the cycle going here. He lands on this spike strip. Took some extra damage though. Still going for Heartless, even though it looks like he's at... the resolution's pretty bad for me, but I think he's at like 45 HP. So now he can't tank this wind cycle. Meanwhile, Ziggy is coming around with a much more favorable amount of HP. So, okay, as long as he didn't get a troll rock throw, like poor Shark, he came through that just fine. Ziggy came through with a lot more HP, and now they are both on the Troll Cave skip. which Cake got. However, he also took an extra hit from the rock thrower. Ziggy also got the Troll Cave skip, but he waited a second to avoid the rock. They're both probably going to skip. Yeah, they're both skipping Amethyst's checkpoint so that they can Death Warp after her fight. But because Cake took that extra rock hit, it means that he saved like a half a second by not waiting for the rock. But it also means that he has to fight Amethyst with 60 HP, while Ziggy has 80. And depending on the attacks that Amethyst decides to do, it can be very, very nerve-wracking to fight her with 60 HP. Ooh, all right. Both players doing very well though, and they both have not been hit yet in the fight, so their lower amount of HP hasn't come into play yet. Both players doing a beautiful job keeping Amethyst shielded as well, even during her death attack. It can be a little tough to get her shield up on Death Laser, but they are both nailing it. Wow, Ziggy just nailing, and Cake. They both just know exactly how to manipulate the purple shadow orbs. I think Solgren said that's shadow is what the orb attack is. Now I'm thinking it might have been, no, it was shadow. Anyway, I want to say that they both actually just flawless Amethyst. So that's pretty sweet. That's what I mean when I say, you know, we're in for a really good race here. When both players just decide, you know, today they don't feel like getting hit by Amethyst. And now they're both onto the Sinister Grotto on the same checkpoint. Oh, Cake going for Underdog, at least on the first section. Oh, he's swagging out with Underdog. Nice. So there we go. You know, Cake might only be 3 seconds ahead as far as time goes, but that puts him a few extra points ahead as far as the swag factor goes. Remember, every point of swag takes 10 seconds off of their in-game time at the end. All right, Cake going for the super ultra fast strategy here, where you just damage through that plant. Ziggy went for the more traditional safe strat of jumping up ahead to spawn the two plants so that the... Oh no! Ziggy just took a really bad death there. That was so unfortunate. Okay, so now he has to do this checkpoint kind of slowly. Because the plants. The plants! Alright, made it through that time. Oh, that was pretty rough for Ziggy. Cake, meanwhile, tanking through a bomb for 50 damage. Let's see if he goes into Dark Annihilator with 50 HP. I think he will. Yep. So Cake is going to be fighting Dark Annihilator with 50 HP here, so that he, there we go. So that he saves a little bit of time on that jump that Ziggy just took a few extra seconds doing more safely. So yeah, Cake going all out with the fast strats. Ziggy, you know, also skipping all the checkpoints. However, he did not stop to... He didn't tank his way through that mine. So that ends up going a little bit better for him as far as going into the Dark Annihilator fight. Sorry if I stammered a little bit there. My stream actually froze for a couple seconds. All right, so... Oh, it froze for you guys too. Excellent. All right, we're all on the same page here. So, yeah, as I was saying, Cake went a little bit more aggressive, saved an extra second on the grotto there, and is now fighting Dark Annihilator with 50 HP, while Ziggy had 100. Similar to the Amethyst fight, where, you know, Cake went for the tiny little bit of extra time save, but he had to fight the boss with less HP. However, once again, just flawlesses the boss. And, you know, makes it just not matter even a little bit. Ziggy looks is on his way to also beating the boss rather handily. Oh, actually, it's getting... I mean, he's going to do it. I'm just saying. I was going to say that he looked like he was going to beat the boss with over 50 HP, meaning that, like, you know, he would have had the HP to do it. However, at the end there, he beat the boss with only 40 HP, really because of that fire carpet attack that can be really brutal. Looked like that just made it a little bit tougher for him to dodge some attacks at the end, and he ended up beating it with 40 HP. But hey, there you go. Much better than needlessly tanking a bomb and then dying after skipping a bunch of checkpoints. A Dark Annihilator death is about the worst thing that can happen because of all the checkpoints that you skip ahead of time. I'd say, like, honestly, in the run, I think probably the #1 worst place to die is at the very end of Dark Annihilator because of the checkpoint skips. All right. So now we're on minecarts. I'm really excited to see whether Cake gets the super swag damage boost. You know he's gonna go for it. All right. Still on the same checkpoint here. Ziggy is on the same checkpoint that Cake is on now, and here he goes. He's jumping up to get the shot. Oh, there it is! Oh my gosh! Oh, that is so awesome. Just swag through the roof that also saves time. It's just the coolest thing. That is like the coolest damage boost. Oh my gosh. Alright, so Ziggy coming through the same checkpoint here to catch up. So it looked like Cake took a spore there. Oh, he intentionally took... Okay, so Cake did the intentional take a spore on the third attack there to cancel the spore attack. Because the spore attack is so long, you can intentionally take a spore in order to cancel the attack, because V will actually wake up. If you take a sleep orb, she will wake up for the big laser attack, and, you know, save you a little bit of time there. So, yeah, there you go. Even more crazy speed tech. Meanwhile, Ziggy is having a very good fight with really optimal tanking. So he's got 40 HP left at the end. After I'm guessing he tanked. I saw him tank 2 lasers. I'm guessing he also tanked a puke. And now we are on to the underworld. All right, hopefully no cutscene glitches here during the triple cutscene skip going into the underworld. Looks like both players got through that very well. And now let's see some skeleton quick kills. What? He quick kills the skeleton with sloth? What? I've never seen that before. I don't know. I guess I've just never paid attention to Cake doing that portal before, but quick killing those skeletons with sloth, honestly. Oh my gosh, I've never seen that before. If we look at Ziggy now, he's gonna come up with greed and quick kill it that way. Then jump up after that conving, almost quick kill that skeleton with greed. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, that was that was so cool. I mean, the quick kill with greed is cool too, but sloth strats. Oh my gosh, that's been my favorite thing about this tournament, is that, like, people are really going for optimization on everything. The tournament, like the new life that this tournament has breathed into this game, has gotten people looking for optimization in a lot more spots, and what it's caused is a lot more sloth strats, which is just super exciting, because I've always thought that sloth was underappreciated, and that it's gotta be, like, really good in a bunch of spots. It's just really hard to use, but now people are using it, and it's really cool to see. So anytime that you see a player use a sloth strat, remember that it's very difficult to use, to the point that if this game was less optimized, you wouldn't go for those strats because it's too hard. And it's not worth it. It's not worth the difficulty level to pull off those strategies. Alright, so we're both on Craterack, both players at 60 HP. I didn't count Cake's rocks, but judging by, it looks like he got a lot. 4 or 5 rocks. It looks like he got 5 rocks, judging by how much health Craterack has at the end of phase 2 here. So he's able to finish off Craterack with just a couple orbs at the very end there. Meaning, if Craterack had done a second charge there, he might have gotten the 2 cycle. And Ziggy as well, with the amount of HP that Craterack has, looks like he also got 5 rocks. All right, and we're on the keys. Not the keys. You know, I know we're all Legend of Zelda fans. Just the regular keys. Did you guys know that the snakes in the Legend of Zelda are called ropes? Why? All right, I think I talked over Cake doing a really cool cycle there, but hopefully Ziggy will do it as well. As Ziggy respawns here, yeah, slides through these Mega Man 2 screw enemies. Nice, just under that one. So they both got the cool cycle there. You're a rope? Thank you. I like to think that I hold people together. I keep everyone roped in, you know? That's what, if you guys don't know about Death Stranding or like what the gameplay is about, I remember reading Kojima said that he was talking like philosophically about how the first 2 tools that man invented was a spear and a rope. And a spear was used to keep things the spear was used, or the stick, spear, whatever, was used to keep threatening things away, while the rope was used to keep things that are important to you close. And in Death Stranding, he wanted to make a game that focused more on using the rope. Anyway, that's that. CakeSauc3 is coming up on Ancient Construct skip. Here we go. Yeah, first try. Ziggy collecting his 3rd key as well. Very, very close behind. I mean, they're still basically on the same checkpoint here. It looks like Ziggy is about 1 checkpoint behind. Coming up on Ancient Construct skip. Also nails it first try. Beautiful. Now let's see this tournament skip. Tournament skip's a big deal because you have to hit library skip right after. So Cake nails tournament skip first try. He has to come up on library skip and also nail that first try in order to get this. Looks like he's going for the fast approach with the sloth strats. Beautiful library skip. He had room to spare there. Gets the fast cycle as well. Meanwhile, Ziggy hits tournament skip first try as well. We'll see his library skip. Cake also doing little hops in order to get through those crumblies just a little bit faster as well. Okay, Ziggy also nails library skip first try. Gets the fast cycle on library room. Up there. And there we go. So now they are both on the elevator. So that was a beautiful library skip performance from both players. Oh yeah. I've actually noticed before that Cake does not tend to reset on when he hits the elevator. He doesn't reset the cycle. So what that means is that on this part right here, where you have to dodge these black holes, it just means that the black holes are not predictable. Because, I mean, they are predictable if he gets there from the same... Oh! Cake went for a little skip there, but he got his jump eaten by the skeleton. But he had the foresight to stop for a second and catch himself before dying at the end of a very long auto-scroller that would have instantly put Ziggy in the lead. All right, no Miyogi 1. No Miyogi 1 checkpoint skip with 30 HP. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to dock Cake's swag point that he got from doing Underdog earlier. Meanwhile, Ziggy is getting through grabby hands without having taken any damage yet. We'll see how convings are handled. So Ziggy has 100 HP. I wonder if he's going to skip this checkpoint. He is. Ziggy picks up the swag point for the Miyogi 1 checkpoint skip. Let's hope, let's hope that all works out there. I think it will. Ziggy is, he's a monster, man. And yeah, it looks like both players going for the 6 heal Miyogi. You can do the 5 heal, but I'm not sure how reliable the certain things about it are. Oh, Cake missed Miyogi 2 skip. He missed Enrage skip. If Ziggy gets it, Ziggy's in the lead. Here it is. He's getting trolled a little bit. She's giving him troll meteors. And it looked like he still nailed it. Ziggy nailed it. Ziggy's in the lead. Oh, Ziggy takes the lead via Miyogi 2 Enrage skip. How exciting is that? Here we go, boys. And also, let's not underestimate how much time Ziggy also saved by skipping the checkpoint in front of Miyogi 2. That big fireball was really trolling Cake there as he was trying to get some damage in and also get rid of that skull. All right, so Cake is finishing up Miyogi 2 behind. Meanwhile, Ziggy is making his way through the maggot room with the maggot queens. Maggot is a gross word. I wonder if it's because maggots are gross or if the word maggot is just actually gross. I think it's gross. People have words that they don't like, and I don't really like that word very much. All right, Ziggy's getting into password room. Doesn't have to avoid any black holes because of the tournament skip that was performed earlier. And now he gets to, rest in peace, Oga skip. Doesn't have to do that anymore. Cake also nails the password. First try. Doesn't, tournament skip means he doesn't have to avoid those things. Oh my gosh, he did that really cool dash feather thing though. All right, in the ceiling room. Oh, Ziggy! So Ziggy just bonked. I was thinking in my head, is that even a commentator's curse if I was only thinking about saying that the ceiling room is surprisingly difficult for runners lately, I feel like. Where, I feel like the ceiling room was underestimated, as far as its difficulty goes. But then in all these runs that we've been seeing lately, and in these races and stuff, we've been seeing bonks and such lately. And now look at that. Cake has the advantage by about a half a second now, so they're synced up. They are synced up again. It's still my fault for thinking it, huh? I'm sorry, Ziggy. I'm sorry that I thought about discussing how difficult ceiling room is, causing you to bonk your head and fall into the spaghetti sauce. All right, we got some beautiful pacifist strats from both players there, and a musicless chambers, as these players are in sync. Yeah, there. Oh, by the way, speaking of in sync, I remembered how that Backstreet Boys song goes. It's the one that goes bam bam ba-dum, da-da-da-dun. That song's awesome. All right, yeah, boy bands, they made a bunch of bad music and all that and whatever, sure, but that song written by Max Martin, that song's awesome. I don't care how much you're fronting, all right? All right, so we're seeing the Twin Orcs quick kill, by the way, from both of these players. Very, really, really good quick kills, by the way, at this point. Cake's damage on purple is perfect. He just finished her off right there in order to come over there for red. Meanwhile, Ziggy's damage was even better. Ziggy's quick kill was better because he did better damage on red, allowing him to actually finish red and then just jump over and blat, get purple with a couple shots to finish it out. And here they are entering Path of Decay at the same time. I need to remind you guys right now, this is going to be a best 2 out of 3 race here. And look how close they are on the... Man, we're going to have a lot of time to sing Backstreet Boys to each other. Because this is best 2 out of 3, and look how close these players are coming into the Path of Decay. This is absolutely nuts. Cake is on his way to first trying the Strawberry Room here, so, you know, that's the kind of thing that is really stiff competition for Ziggy to keep up with. We'll see if he does it here. He is doing the cool swag strat on that room. All right. Ziggy on Strawberry Room. Looks like he's first trying it also. Absolutely fantastic. Cake now on the climb, making it look easy. Ziggy makes the puzzle room look easy, making his way to the climb as well. It's time for Bone Snakes. And yeah, Taz platforming too. Ziggy's puzzle room was really sweet. All right, Ziggy doing great strats. For some reason, I thought Ziggy was a sloth user on the climb. Maybe he's going safe strats for the race, or I'm just straight mistaken. Bum 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 bum. Cake with the fast strat, yes. Fast second Bone Snake nails it. Absolutely excellent. So Cake is getting into meatball section, and you know, I haven't really talked about the fact that they came into Path of Decay at the same time, but Cake is a ridiculous monster man at Path of Decay. Like, his Path of Decay it's like he's playing a different video game. The way that he's just skipping checkpoints and jumping haphazardly into hazards, but demon forming in, it's a work of art. Reset cycles for the gauntlet here. I'm gonna pay a little bit more attention to Ziggy here on the space meatball though. I wonder how recklessly he takes it. He does take that checkpoint, but he does the really cool jump up into the to that part. Monster Man. All right, so Cake is on Azrael. Wow, takes an early bop there from Azrael. Interesting. So Cake's missing 20 HP here. I imagine he's thinking of, oh, he's missing 40 HP. I wonder how safe we're gonna see Cake take the rest of this fight, because 2 hits this early on is a lot, but at the same time, I feel like if he stays fast and normal, those might have just been 2 freak accidents, and he won't take 3 extra hits here. Ziggy very, very stylishly slides by those last 2 orcs, or rock throwing ladies. Whatever it is they are, they kind of look like more orcs, but maybe they're not. Dukada pagada dukada pagada dukada pagada dukada pagada. All right, double Azrael fight. This is like one of my favorite things in these races, is double Azrael fight. Azrael on my left, Azrael on my right. Cake finishes it up, though. Those 2 early hits did not slow him down. And he's on his way to the Heart of the Baneful. Well, anyway, what I was saying about the Backstreet Boys is that they've got like 2 really, really popular songs, right? And the other one is the one that's like, everybody. That one's not as good, all right? The one that's good is the did it. And it's really easy to get them mixed up in your head because they're kind of similar. It's just that the verses of Larger Than Life are way better, you know. I don't know the words though. I have this like problem with my brain where I cannot remember the lyrics to songs in the slightest. I don't even listen to lyrics. Like, when I listen to music, I don't even pay attention to what the lyrics could possibly be. It's just not what I'm paying attention to. Maybe it's because I listen to a lot of metal, where it's just like, this is like the Mr. Surface. And it's like, okay, yeah, I have no idea what, even if you're trying to pay attention, you might come up with like a word or 2 out of there. You know, like, oh, I think you just said something about like, what's it like in infinity? I think I heard him say the word infinity, you know, and that's about all I can get out of Necrophagist lyrics, but I digress. Cake Sauce's J1 was ridiculous, and but he only has 10 HP. But either way, I mean, like, the thing is, if you beat a boss really fast, then having a small amount of HP at the end only makes it seem like you did better on the boss, because it makes it seem like you just tanked a bunch of hits for maximum damage. Meanwhile, Ziggy is also using Envy strats on J1, doing a very good job here. And Cake is on J2. So, barring a big mistake from Cake, we might see him. How many swag points for skipping the save before J2? That's a good question. You know, at first I was just thinking that every trick was 1 point, you know? Every trick is just 1 point. You know, I really love the J2 music. I think everybody does, but it's really important though to hear the sound effects with it. I feel like the song is so much cooler when it's also got the J2 sound effects going on with it. It's just so, there's something about it. Like, I really like the way that after the main melody, it starts going like da 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 da, like the descending slow notes on like a choir. It like, I don't know, maybe I'm reading too far into it, but it like implies to me the dominance of J2 and how his greatness is like descending upon you with the descending notes, you know, and it makes him feel more powerful. At least that, yeah, I don't know, that's what I got out of it. Anyway, Cake, good game to Cake. Looks like he came out with the victory on game 1, but this is a best 2 out of 3. Look how close this match was. They were fighting J2 at the same time. Woo! That was something else. Something else. Very, very good race. About exactly what I would expect, which was just an insane performance out of both. There were little swings, you know, that happened. The Myogi 2 miss by Cake, for example. You know, there were little swings that happened, but there wasn't a point where either player like made a giant mistake that swung the race a lot, because both runs were just excellent, you know? So, and that was only race 1 out of 3. Woo! And Ziggy pretty low on health at the end there, but came out with the victory, the first try victory on J2. he ends up winning game 1. And I believe that we are just right away gonna set up for game 2 here. I'm not exactly sure how long it's gonna take, but let's go. Let's see it. Oh my gosh, yeah, both excellent times. Both sub 40 RTA on both players. So that was just a fantastic race. Let's see how the other two go. Whew. So, how are you guys doing? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for game 2? Oh my gosh, there is a rematch command in SRL? I had no idea. We were doing races the other day, and I was saying that I was like, there's got to be a way to just restart the race, right? But instead, we were just starting new races. But I guess you can just do a rematch command. Whew! I didn't know. I didn't know. Do you guys remember when Ozzy Osbourne and the Osbourne family had a reality show on television? That might have been, I don't know what it was. I don't know what exactly it was, but that might have been the actual downfall of television itself. Was what was the Osbournes reality TV show. I mean, every single episode, every single scene was just Ozzy Osbourne, Sharon Osbourne saying like, Ozzy, this lamp is broken. And he'd be like, I didn't know. Oh, what's up? I didn't know. I also remember everybody was very surprised. At that time, it wasn't really like common knowledge that singers sing differently than they speak. Like when Ozzy Osbourne speaks, he's just like a blathering nonsense person where you can't understand a word that he says. But then he sings and he's fine. Like you can understand every word. But it's, you know, it's surprising that though how common that is. Like there's a lot of singers that have like really thick, you know, like Scottish accents, for example. But then when they sing, they just sound like they're from Portland, Oregon. And then there's people who are the opposite. Like, I don't know if you guys know Coheed and Cambria, but their lead singer, Claudio Sanchez, he sings so weirdly. Like, you know, when he sings, he pronounces words very strangely. And it sounds like he doesn't like, it sounds like his first language is not English when he sings. It's hard to think of an example off the top of my head, but there's that song where you guys know what I'm talking about. He pronounces words weirdly, but then when he speaks though, normally he sounds like Jake Gyllenhaal. He just sounds exactly like Jake Gyllenhaal, and just normal. I say normal, but that's because I'm from the Midwest, and so he just sounds like he's from the Midwest. So when I say normal, it's from my perspective, which is Midwestern. Specifically, though, I'm from Minnesota, which means that apparently the way that I say root and roof is weird. I learned this just recently. I was on a work meeting with somebody with a British coworker of mine, and I was talking about roots. Like, you know, in a computer, I needed root access to something. And first of all, he laughed at me for the way I was saying root, because apparently it's root. Apparently it's root. But he was laughing at me, and then later he said he didn't even understand what I was saying. Like, he couldn't understand me when I was saying root. And I was like, is it really that weird? Trees grow roots. Houses have roofs. That is funny. I'm talking about, like, tree roots. That's funny. I was thinking about it though, and I thought of a perfect example though of why it makes perfect sense to say it that way. That is funny though. I guess it's a Minnesotan thing. How close was the first race? They were fighting the last boss at the same time. So it was very close. Rough? No, that's rough. The square root. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Okay, square root does sound weird. I would say square root, I think. That is very interesting, CZ3. Is that if I didn't try to say root that time, I would have said square root. It's confusing, though, when you're talking to a British person about roots, though, because I need root access. However, we do networking. I'm like a network guy, and they call routes roots. So that means that from where he's talking about, or from where he's coming from, he would say routers and take a certain route, but then also have root access. That's the same word. While I would say root access, and what route does it take? What route does it take to get to this device so I can get root access? Two different words. They would have said root for both words. Who's got checkmate now? We say bagel weirdly? I've heard people talk about bagel, but I don't really know how anybody says it. That looks like boggle. Boggles are like that sounds like boglin. Yeah, bagel and bags. I don't know. When I what? Oh, they're off again. They're off again. We're off to fight or do the Ruby race once again. Yeah, I don't. The thing is, I don't really talk about bagels very much. Do we say bagel usually? I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. When I think about a Minnesotan accent, I spend most of my time on the internet and like not walking around talking to people. So when I think about an accent, I just try to imitate my aunt. My aunt is from up north, and you know, she talks very Minnesotan. Like that's actually how my aunt talks, and so, like I realize that I probably speak Minnesotan with like my O's, like dragging out the O's. I know that that's like a thing, but for the most part, I think I don't know how much it goes. You say aunt? Oh yeah, that's a weird thing too. I've always said aunt, but some people say aunt. I don't know how you get aunt out of aunt, out of an AU. Anyway, here we go. They're racing again. They just raced Ruby again. Damage boost. There it is. Let's see Ziggy's damage boost. There it is. Oh, they both nailed it. All right. But you know what it comes down to, though? It comes down to fire guys. Cake got, oh, okay, it wasn't bad. It could have been bad. Yeah, I mean, when somebody says ant, I don't think it's weird. Even though that might be exactly what I said a minute ago. I guess I should clear that up. Alright, so, okay, so Ziggy... Yeah, I was talking about the way that they do the tanking there is a little different. Oh, it's Jif. Choosy developers choose Jif. Oh, I don't know. See, that's not like that's not a regional thing though. All right. Portals looking good. Let's see these fire guy spawns though. Okay, good. So neither player, I don't think, is getting trolled too badly. What, sequel? SQL you say is sequel, right? Whoa! I got very confused there. Ziggy was just like standing in the fire. Okay. Wait a second! Okay, no. Okay. Oh, sorry. I freaked out for a second because I thought that Ziggy missed a Miyogi cycle there, but I don't think he did. But he did not. Because last time Cake missed a Miyogi cycle and it was funny. But that time, neither of them did. I don't know. I only know about sequel because of like Cisco phones or just general phone system programming that uses like SQL databases and stuff, and I don't know, that's how everybody says it. Just don't say VLAN, okay? When you're talking about VLANs, they're VLANs, all right? Don't call them VLANs. Everyone will look at you weirdly. All right, no damage boost from CakeSauc3, no damage boost from Ziggy. That damage boost is really hard to pull off. I didn't even, I got distracted from talking about the spot where you try to jump over the two turrets. And here they go. So Cake skipped the checkpoint before Pergora. Ziggy did not. Ooh. All right, low swoops for Cake, but he's doing sloth strats. High swoop for Ziggy, probably into low swoops. Yup. So neither of them got particularly favorable RNG. However, Cake did a very good job with dealing with low swoops. Ziggy did a good job dealing with the RNG that he got. So so they are both on to the falling skip. And nice. Cake once again gets the ruby falling skip. Going down, sliding through that man. Caterpillar man. I don't know what those things are. They're kind of out of place with the rest of this game's stuff, I feel like. Maybe not. They're like weird caterpillar men. Once again, Ziggy gets the non-ruby backpack falling skip. Somebody mentioned that he's been having trouble with ruby backpack, so maybe he's doing that intentionally for safety. No, nobody says GIF because the G stands for graphics. I don't think that you can apply that. Like, that's not what the logic is. I think that you can take any rule like that and find a problem with acronyms, you know? Like, it's an acronym. And so somebody just decides how it's pronounced. There's no rule. There's no actual rule in the English language about how you're supposed to pronounce acronyms. If you ask like an English professor what the rule is on how to pronounce an acronym, he'll punch you in the mouth. By the way, Cake also did the damage boost once again. I think that if somebody's giving you that type of argument, like the type of argument that applies some kind of universal rule to it, then it's contrived, and that person is trying too hard to defend something that doesn't need so much defense. But that's just me. That's my opinion. My opinions do not express the values or opinions of speedgaming.org. All characters and events in this game are fictitious. Any similarities to persons living or dead is purely unintentional and coincidental. All right, so Cake, he missed the little fan touch there, but did a very good job catching up on it. We'll see how Ziggy handles it. He might be able to catch up a couple seconds just like that by tapping his toes on that fan. I'm surprised that it doesn't just that it's not just death if you touch the fan. Kind of like Super Meat Boy does that. There's the fans that blow you outward, but if you touch the fan, you just die. In this, you touch the fan and you're rewarded. You get your jumps back. Sorry, I'll stop giving Solgren ideas. All right, and so Cake got a really nice 15 damage boost there, which allows him to very safely go for Heartless here. Except that he does only have 15 HP, so he had to be a little bit careful about that last rock from that rock-throwing lady. Meanwhile, Ziggy got the 35 damage boost. However, he also did a better job not taking damage on the way over to the windmill, so he actually ended up with more HP at the end, which is good because he just got hit for 15 damage by the rock-throwing lady. Now, this time, Cake, after doing the Troll Cave skip, actually slowed down and avoided the rock. So he's fighting Amethyst with 80 HP this time, even though he flawlessed Amethyst with 60 HP last race. Very interesting. Whew. And good old Fireless Purple. It's really great when Amethyst gives you an attack just as fire dies down, and you just get a free attack, basically. Because really, it's the fire on the ground that makes all of these things worth dodging. Or, not worth, but difficult to dodge. There's glass around the fan. Well, I guess the glass would have to have, like, a grate on top of it, so that you could stand on the glass, but there would still be enough like room, or it would have to be porous so that air could still get through the glass. Unless it's a magic fan shooting magic wind that goes through glass, that could work also. I mean, there are demon rocks in this game that are able to go through demon walls, so I think magic glass isn't, out of the question. All right, so they both finish up Amethyst. They both did the Death Warp. And we are on to the Sinister Grotto. Is Cake going for underdog again? He's got the first half. Oh, wait, no, that was the second half. He underdogged again. All right, Cake got his one swag point back. Ba, 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 mm, mm, mm. Ah, it's like a magnet, but it's somehow like a weird directional magnet. I guess that's... I don't really know very much about magnets. Magnets, man, how do they work? I don't really know. As far as I'm concerned, magnets are magic. They're a miracle. All right, so once again, Ziggy doing the traditional safe strat for the spawn room there, but he did not... Oh, wait, the unfortunate death was right here last time. Okay, and he did not take another unfortunate death this time. And Cake, once again, took one bomb, tanked one bomb, and once again, not taking the checkpoint in front of Dark Annihilator. No respect for Dark Annihilator. He is just going in with 50 HP without taking any checkpoints. Ziggy, we can expect, will also go in without taking any checkpoints. However, he will have 100 health because he did not tank any bombs, just like last time. All right, beautiful dealing with the bombs there from Cake. Also from Ziggy, they both dealt with it with melee. The big deal about this boss, if you don't know or if you're not familiar with everything about it, is that you can only damage him with your orbs, and your orbs only recharge so fast. So when he shoots out things like bombs, you don't want to shoot orbs at those because you want to save your orbs for damaging the boss. So you purposely you hit them with melee in order to save it. However, hitting them with melee takes a little bit more precision. All right, Cake gets a beautiful fight. Ziggy also doing very well here. Did not, hasn't let any bombs through. I think this was about when he let a bomb through last time. All right, and Ziggy makes it through as well, the Dark Annihilator. Okay, so let's count how many checkpoints are skipped here. Cake skips 1 checkpoint, 2. We'll also be counting Ziggy's skipped checkpoints. So right now, Cake has skipped 2 checkpoints in a row. Ziggy skips 1 checkpoint. Skips 2 checkpoints. And now here's the big one. Will he skip the 3rd? Cake skips a 3rd checkpoint in a row. Oh my gosh, he just does this whole place without taking any checkpoints. They're just out of the way. Especially that last one. It's like a half a second out of the way. That is just, it's madness. It is madness. Ziggy takes the 3rd checkpoint. It only takes a moment, and man, if you die here, it's just the most brutal thing. And Ziggy actually died there. It completely 100% paid off to take that extra half second to grab that checkpoint. But for Cake, it paid off to skip the checkpoint, because he saved a half a second. All right, Cake's going for the turbo, super cool damage boost, but the plant did not shoot exactly where he wanted it to. So it did not damage boost him. All right, so on Terravine, Cake just he just tanked 3 shots, and there he goes with the intentional spore skip. Absolutely wonderful. However, I don't think we're gonna see him tanking any puke here because he took 3 lasers instead of the traditional 2. But yeah, that was absolutely beautiful spore skip there. Ziggy is opting to go with lust strats on the spores, where he's gonna dodge. Well, I mean, he had to. He didn't have the choice to skip spores there because it has to be the third attack to do it. But all right, Cake makes short work of Terravine. Ziggy very close behind. And here we get our lasers, where Ziggy's going to use every other laser to damage boost over every other laser. And that way he only has to tank 2. And just get a ton of damage in during that laser attack. All right, so here we go on the underworld. Let's see these sloth kills again on these things. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And he's like slothing everything else too. Oh man. I gotta learn that. I gotta learn that strat. That is so cool. All right, Ziggy cuts it very close on the first checkpoints. On Underworld there, he only had 10 HP and was on fire when he hit that when he hit that checkpoint. That's a pretty brutal checkpoint to miss just because, yeah, it's a lot of walking. All right, so now we see Ziggy's more traditional quick kills on the skeletons here using Greed. And I love this room right here on the left. Yeah, gets through that quickly. All right, so Cake's going to make his way over to Craterack, and Ziggy is still not far behind, you know, only about 2 checkpoints. All right, very excited to see how the rocks go. Let's see if Cake is able to rock Craterack like a hurricane here. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, looks like he got 4. Maybe only 3, actually. That last one, I don't know if that hit him. That was weird. Either that or I just completely don't know how to read rocks and it was 5. That's also possible. Yeah, it looked like 3 to me. All right, let's see how Ziggy does on rocks. Here we go. He's got 1, 2, 3. A beautiful 4. Ziggy did a very good job there of the first rock that he got was in a bad spot, and he just left it be and was able to very easily get the other 4 rocks because of where he was able to set himself up. So that was a really good read from Ziggy to make the best of it and get the 4 rocks that that were lined up correctly. All right, very cool cycle movements through the Mega Man enemies. From CakeSauc3 there. You know, I just played Mega Man 2 yesterday. And when I got to the Metal Man stage that had all those screw things in it, I was thinking, yeah, it's just like those Craterack spawns. All right. So Cake's getting his 3rd key while Ziggy gets his 1st here. Man, I didn't know for the longest time that you could skip the cutscene of picking up the key. Chat had to tell me. All right. Ziggy also makes the cool fast cycle on the middle key. And he's going to go for his last one. Meanwhile, Cake, let's see how he handles the... Oh! Let's see how he handles the 4 fire guys here, the Charers. the materializers. Ooh, very good kill. He did it. Skipped 3 of them. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, coming up on Ancient Construct skip now. Meanwhile, Ziggy's on the very exciting chase sequence. All right, first try Ancient Construct skip. Fantastic. Gosh, this part is just super dense with speed strats. So he got Ancient Construct skip. Now it's time for Tournament skip. Right after that is Library skip. Right after that is Did You Get the Fast Cycle on the next room. And then after that, though, we get like a little bit of a breather with Elevator. All right, Ziggy did not. He went for the second Fire Guy kill there. Really, really good read on how fast he was going there and what he was able to pull off. So he made it through there without getting stuck in a fog wall and without getting trapped fighting all the materializers. Also nails first try tournament skip. Meanwhile, Cake got, Ancient Construct skip. Cake got the tournament skip, got the library skip, got the fast cycle. Ziggy cutscene glitched. Oh wow, Cake just got hit by a brute there. That was a really, really good safe strat that Ziggy did earlier. Let's call that out for a second. So Ziggy purposefully takes a moment to kill the conving that he damage boosts off of after he does Ancient Construct skip. And the reason is for exactly that. He cutscene glitched at the end of the Ancient Construct's room, which, if the conving is still alive, can kill you. Because it'll just sit there and pester you as you go through the cutscene. So he actually saved his life there by doing that. And then he nails tournament skip and library skip, got the fast cycle, and is on the elevator as well. So they are both on the same checkpoint. All right. So I'll be very curious to see how Cake performs on Miyogi 2 here. So last race, Cake missed the Miyogi 2 skip, and that actually put Ziggy ahead. It was very, very exciting. Let's see what happens this time. I think this time Ziggy is ever so slightly further behind, where it might not actually put him ahead if Cake misses it, but it will pretty much tie them up though. All right, so we see him going for the setup. Here's the second phase where you want to get your 8th hit right as she summons her big fireball, just like that, because you don't want that fireball sitting around on the next pattern, especially because she won't do Eat This rocks. All right, here it is. I think he got it. Indeed, Cake nails the Miyogi 2 skip this time, just as Ziggy comes into the Miyogi 2 fight. So this time, Ziggy doesn't stand to gain time if he gets Miyogi 2 skip. It's just to stay. It's just to stay on Cake's heels. And lava skip from Cake. Get a load of this. It's so funny. Miyogi just says the funniest stuff. Because what do you even do is also a really funny thing. How are you still alive? It's just like every quote she has is great. All right, Ziggy kind of standing in a lot of damage there. I mean, he had full health. She ruins all your runs. Oh, don't worry about it. She's just being tsundere. All right, Cake gets the password, is able to comfortably cruise through the black hole section, and gets into the ceiling room. And now we have our fun, awkward silence of the chambers. Until Cake either makes it over to the orcs, or takes a death somewhere. I love this part. The little hops over these spikes is so impressive to me every single time. All right, and let's see some pacifist strats. Oh, well, he equipped Lust. That tells me that he's probably going to do a little bit of skeletal management here. Okay, yep, so he takes that skeleton out. Ah, that's a really cool strategy. I mean, I've seen that one before. I just haven't paid such close attention to it. That's a really good way to do the skeleton room. Pacifist strats are really cool as well. All right, so Cake got a deathless chambers there. Awkward silence all the way through, and he's now on to the Twin Orcs. Quick kill. Meanwhile, Ziggy is just entering the chambers with the ceiling room. Well, the community voted Ilias, and ceiling room is not an auto-scroller. In fact, Ziggy went so far as to say it's the opposite of an auto-scroller, because an auto-scroller is defined as the screen's movement preventing you from going as fast as possible, while the ceiling is requiring you to go as fast as possible. So, yeah, like Moon said, it's more like a boulder race, like from Crash Bandicoot. I never thought about it that way. It's like a Crash Bandicoot boulder level. All right, so Cake is entering Path of Decay now with more of a lead than last time. If you guys remember, last time they were entering Path of Decay at right about the same exact time, while Ziggy here is just entering the Twin Orcs. Not very far behind, because Ziggy is going to quick kill him, and it's going to be really impressive, but not quite as close as last time. Speaking of Crash Bandicoot, how's it going, Cortex Vortex? That was the bad guy's name in Crash Bandicoot, right? Cortex? I can't remember his first name, though. Neo. Neo Cortex. That was his name. And then there was Dr. N. Brio. Yeah. Meanwhile, CakeSauc is, as I was talking about last time, his ridiculous Monster Man performance at the Path of Decay has led him to already be on the climb, while Ziggy finishes up Twin Orcs here. Oh, this is the best song in the soundtrack. It's close. I was gonna say it's not even close, but it is close. Uka Uka was the oh right, yeah. There was Uka Uka was like the evil witch doctor mask. I don't think that was in the first one though, was it? I don't think that was in the first Crash Bandicoot. Because the thing was, the witch doctor mask that was your friend was Aku Aku. And then I think later they made Uka Uka be the bad one. In fact, I want to say that wasn't until Crash 3. Yeah, see, Cortex Vortex knows what I'm talking about. Crash 3 was the first one to have Uka Uka. Yeah, see, get your Crash straight, Smudge. That was a pretty interesting series of games. Like, that was a series of games where the first 3 were pretty good. Actually, I don't remember the third one very much. I remember the first 2 were really good. But the third one I haven't played in so long that I couldn't actually tell you with confidence if it was good. I liked it when I was a kid, but, you know, as a kid, I kind of liked everything. I can't remember the first game that I played and didn't like. I mean, the first game that I remember playing and not liking was Fable 2. I'm sure there was a game before that, though. I just don't remember. Meanwhile, Azrael, great boss fight. So as long as Ziggy gets through these, the Space Meatball section very, very quickly, we might see double Azrael again. But that depends on, I mean, as always, I don't really need to say it out loud that it depends on how fast Cake defeats Azrael and how fast Ziggy gets through Space Meatball, but, you know, that's what it is. Doogada-doogada-pa, doogada-doogada-pa, doogada-pa. See, Azrael's song is great, too. It's just so metal. Everything is more metal when it's in threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do you guys know the difference between 3/4 time and 6/8 time? Sometimes people are like, oh, why is there 3/4 and 6/8? Isn't 6/8 just 3/4? Because of math. You know, people think that it's just fractions. It's different. 3/4 time is counted in threes. Like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. While 6/8 time is counted in threes, or is counted in two sets of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and you've got like 3 downbeats. 6/8 you've only got 2 downbeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the difference. And if you'd notice also, 6/8 time is a lot more metal. Duggada, 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 duggada. It's like if you were to play with your right and your left hand doing it. With 3/4 time, you would do the 1, 2, 3 on your right hand and the ands on your left hand. But with 6/8 time, you would do the 1 and the 4 on your right hand, and the 2, 3, 5, 6 on your left hand. You know, in case you're drumming on your desk right now, because of all the metal drumming going on. Speaking of metal drumming, I've always noticed that Jeul 1's song does the Mike Portnoy. That's like that's a motif that's throughout Dream Theater's 12-step suite. It's like the Mike Portnoy thing that he puts in a bunch of songs. So Ziggy on Azrael while Cake is running into J2 here. So this one not quite as close as the last race was. So the J2 theme also has a lot of threes in it. It's like all of the stuff at the end, you know, it's all like demonic and evil and stuff. And so, yeah, all the themes are really metal. It's great. All right, looks like Ziggy is finishing up Azrael here. We'll see how this goes, though. I mean, J2, every once in a while, he just eats you out of nowhere. He just decides to headbutt you or whatever it is. Wow, Cake got a lot of damage in on that dive there. It looked like he might have even taken a burn from the Graham. World record of this game, I want to say it's 37-18. Is that it? Is that right? No, it's like 30. I don't know. I'm not sure. Wait. That was like a really, really good run. Cake's run there was like insanity. You guys? CakeSauc3 just literally got the world record in this video game. Like, he already had the world record, but Cake's run right there was literally the new world record. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? So, to finish this race, Cake just got the new world record for this game. Oh my gosh. Like I said, ridiculous monster man. That's all I can put together to describe Cake and his playing of this video game. So, you know, Ziggy is fighting. I was saying, like, this race was not quite as close as the last race was, but that's because Cake just got the world record. Video game.
Hey, Dash.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Cake. How are you? So, you know, Ziggy is fighting.
I'm freaking
I was
out
saying, like,
a little
this
bit.
fight. I think. Oh, there you go. Okay, I was hearing myself through you for a second, but I am no longer. What's up?
Yeah. Just insane.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, you just got the world record again. Improved it by how much? 6 seconds?
Yeah, 6 seconds in game.
So there you go. You're that much closer to the sub 36.
Yeah, I am. A little bit closer every day, I guess. Frick, where's Ziggy at?
He is a little bit into J2.
Nice.
Yeah, J2 just did his first scream. So yeah, the first race was really, really close. You guys were fighting J2 at the same time. So it was really, really exciting. This time, he was at about the end of Azrael as you were entering J2. And I was saying, oh, you know, this one isn't quite as close as the last one was. Not realizing at that time that it was because you were literally on world record pace.
Yeah, I was getting a little suspicious because it's hard for me to tell on my end because of controller loads.
Oh,
because it changes the real time. And so I was looking up at the timer when I was past M2. I was like, plus 20. I was like, I think loads are like a minute difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I think I'm ahead, but I'm kind of sure. And then I golded Twin Orcs.
Wow. Oh, yeah, and I guess controller lag wouldn't matter there because you didn't die at all.
Well, it did matter because I think there's 2 loading screens.
Oh, okay.
And so I did have a couple of white screens, but I somehow golded it by 1/10 of a second or something. And, yeah. After that, I was kind of like, if I just don't choke, I think I got this.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, it was a pleasure to watch. All right, so Ziggy just finished up as well, so good game to him.
Yeah, good game for sure.
So that was excellent. Excellent way to finish off the winners bracket. So Ziggy is going to the bonus bracket now, and we will see how that ends up finishing up. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I wonder who he's gonna play against.
Yeah, so I'm looking now, and it looks like Ziggy is going down to. It looks like. Oh, it's in German.
What? No, I'm not in German.
Okay. Between Shark and Canaris, whoever wins that match is going to face Frozen, and yeah, it's whoever wins that match that faces Ziggy, it looks like.
Gratz Cake? What the hell?
Same, dude.
So that was a tall order. I cannot be salty about this. There's just nothing I could do there. I got a run that was low 38 and a low 39. For me, that's really good. But against world record, that's no.
Yeah, your runs are really good, and I'm actually super surprised I was able to do this today. I haven't really practiced in the last week, so.
Well, you don't rust, Cake. I don't know you do it. You just don't rust.
But you're catching up, dude.
I am catching up, but the consistency is an issue. So I'm just failing some little things that are costing me a lot of time. Like I didn't get the good falling skip once. I don't know. I kind of lost the feel, and I've been struggling with it for a couple days. It's kind of weird. I had bad RNG on Pergora. I had, you know, lots of little things, but I still managed to get decent runs. I think the runs I got today would have beaten pretty much anyone except Cake. So
Yeah.
I shouldn't be too mad about that.
Probably a good guess, so.
Now, you guys both did get kind of bad RNG on Pergora both times. I felt like Pergora was just swooping all over the place today.
Yeah, I got high and low twice.
And then I got orbs first on Electram both times, and I was like, well, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
So it's world record with bad RNG too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm a little sad. I made a lot of movement mistakes on this run. I probably lost like 5-6 seconds from just like nerves, but whatever.
Well, I mean,
35 is free. 35.
it ended up better than anyone has ever seen, so it's pretty great.
Sometimes that's how it works out, I guess.
Yep.
Yep. Well, I guess I'm going to the losers bracket, so I'm gonna have a couple weeks to prepare for facing Cake again in the grand final. If I can make it back there, I guess.
Yeah, because we're not quite sure who you're going to face yet between Canary Shark or Frozen.
Yep.
But whoever it is, if you are able to win that bracket, then yeah, it's just a grudge match with Cake.
And any-
ready.
Yeah, I think you right now are probably the favorite out of everyone who's left, Ziggy. But I think the other three definitely have a shot, so.
We'll have to find out who is the Zigger der Verlierer Klamer.
The frick.
That's what it says on my. For some reason, my challenge is in German, so there you go.
Oh.
Ask Frozen to translate.
I'm guessing it says winner of losers bracket.
Could be.
Could be. Yeah, I think you've made the mistake Chin a little bit sad here with your German. Okay. Well,
Right.
GG Cake. I'm not salty about these games at all. That was amazing.
Good games to use too, Ziggy. That was definitely scary. And I was super worried about today, so.
I don't know. You get to chill for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. That's a good thing or a bad thing. I'll be nice and cold by the time I have to play next time.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Danke schön, and have yourselves a good night. Hopefully, we'll see you guys for the next runs. Make sure to follow these runners. And we don't have the next match scheduled yet, but we will, if you're around, we'll let you know as soon as possible. So thanks, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen, and have a good night.
See you guys later.
See you guys.